transitional justice பற்றி அடிக்கடி தெரிவித்து வந்தவர் சார்ல்ஸ் அவர். நாங்கள் இந்த கலந்துரையாடலின் போது இந்த பிரச்சனையில் இந்த போரினால் பாதிக்கப்பட்ட மற்றும் பல ஒடுக்குமுறைகளால் பாதிக்கப்பட்டவர்களுக்கு நியாயம் வழங்க வேண்டும் என்பதில் கூடுதலான கவனம் செலுத்தி அது செயற்பட்டு வருகின்ற சார்ல்ஸ் அவர்களுடைய சில கருத்துக்களை கேட்க விரும்புகிறேன்.
Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. While we welcome Dr. Jayampathy, we must thank him for his last visit, which he was trying to convince the diaspora community here that there is a chance for democracy in Sri Lanka, and he was talking about the common candidate. And when we took it up to many of our brother fraternity, we found so much of we couldn't convince at that time that when he came that such change could be possible. And thank you for making that effort and come here personally and take the message across to our Tamil brother in London. Thank you, Doctor. Immediately after the war, you know how the war was conducted. It was a massive violations of human rights, and it was brought to the international forum the way the war was conducted. And Mahindra regime had failed to meet the aspirations of the victims, even the Sri Lankan people as a whole. And we were expecting some constitutional change, and that had never taken place. And finally, when the international community failed in responsibility to protect, they also failed in transitional justice that was to continue after that. This is where I thought some of the progressives in the Sri Lankan polity had taken up the issue of transitional justice that has transpired in the Geneva deliberations, and it was brought to the attention of the it was a very confined community in Sri Lanka that is involved with the transition justice. And when I went to eastern provinces, I was speaking to many political activists, NGOs. Hardly anyone knew about such changes that is taking place and how to use the democratic space that we have, and what are the agenda of the international community on transition justice. This is where we feel that the four pillars that is considered as the main moving democratic symbolism of transition justice, which is truth finding, number 2 justice, number 3 institutional reform, and number 4 reparations. And these things have been taken into consideration, and as part of it the constitution is coming up, and I hope that the constitution that we are talking about is, first of all, it serves its purpose. The constitution with constitutionalism, meaning that it encounters the majoritarianism that we suffer in Sri Lanka. So the main majoritarianism, whether it's coming from singular Buddhists or from Tamils against Muslims or from Muslims against Tamils, even religious content, we need to have law in place to keep this society in balance. So this is where I feel the constitution has a very big role. It is not just a law; it is the supreme law that has to be entrenched in the constitution, that will not be altered by different parties that will come into power. So I'll submit to your consideration.
நன்றி.